How can I be grateful if I have a crap relationship? How can I appreciate having disease in my body? How can I be happy and keep my mind on positive thoughts while having a problem? And that's something I thought I'd share with you. I'm going to share with you now 2 problems, which I had with clients just a few days ago, and so they're pretty fresh in my mind. And I'll just lead you through the way of seeing things in a different way. Okay, first client came in, heavy disease, cancer, liver cancer. It has spread through the body. She went through chemotherapy, radiation, didn't really work out, and she was in a very paralyzed position, very fearful, very anxious. And we said, let's look for the great things. Let's look for gratitude. Gratitude in this problem. I think she looked at me in the beginning and thought, oh, what a weirdo. But when we started out, she really got it very fast. Okay, spiritual is the first area. What has your life improved spiritually since you know the disease? She was sitting there and was thinking, and then she said, well, yeah, I've been reading different books, and I've studied Wayne Dyer, and I've read Louise Hay, and I've been coming to a different way of thinking about life, and I opened up to a lot of beliefs, and I didn't reject them like I did before, and a lot has changed, and I have more faith. I have more faith in myself, and on the other side, I'm very scared because I don't know where it goes, but it had brought her into a field of awareness where she's never been before. She's never been brought up in that position of belief or spiritual interests. So it was quite awakening, and she was doing her meditation in the morning. She was following certain practices like affirmations, and it was beautiful to see that disease had opened up a world which wasn't there before. After that, we went into relationship, and I said, what has changed with relationship? And she said, well, if you ask that way, I had a big fight with my mum for 15 years, and I hardly talked to her. And if it was only on a very isolated, very distant basis. And we got back together. We had beautiful tea the other day, and we chatted, and we shared life, and I could take her in my arms, and it was beautiful. And she got into a state of tears in her eyes. She realized that it was a big block. It was like a lot of anger and residual anger non-stop in her, instead of just opening up what she did with the disease. Then she went into her relationship with her partner, and we found huge changes there. Very successful lady, very successful, traveling all over the world, a surgeon, from Japan to America to Europe to everywhere, and doing operations. And going into the room, doing operation, back out, into another room, and into the airplane, into another place, and very specialized, very successful. And I said, how was your relationship to all your colleagues? And she said, well, I don't even know their names. I don't even know who I'm working with. I come there, the team is all ready, I'm just entering. Usually I don't even see their faces. I'm focusing on what I do, and then I'm back out again. And I said, well, is that the same relationship like with your family, with your children? She said, yeah, I come late night, I leave early morning, I work shifts, I work day and night, I'm out, and I haven't seen them. What did the disease bring? Well, yeah, I'm with my family now. I'm sharing lives. I appreciate them for who they are. I see my clients, people come to me and talk, and everything has changed. And I said, does it feel good or does it feel bad? And she said, it feels very good. And we got again to a huge state of gratitude. And I said, let's go to the physical side, which is the next step in the watch. What did it bring physically? She was like, well, I'm eating healthy. I stopped eating junk food. I'm sleeping at night. I'm changed my nutrition. I learned a lot. I looked into Ayurveda. I'm following a big cleansing process. I'm detoxifying my body. I'm learning new things, and I feel much better than I did before when I went through all the radiation and the chemotherapy. And that was a huge change, and it was quite fascinating. This life, this whole life, had transformed from being a machine, completely isolated, focused on only one thing, which she thought was her career, which she thought was her task, which had dropped everything else to almost zero, to almost destructive states, and had moved into that tangent, out of the light cone into darkness. She had plenty of signs. We reconstructed all those signs, and we went through, like, there were screaming signs from her family, from her partner, from her mother, from everyone, showing her that she was off track, but she ignored them because she thought, that's my goal, instead of moving towards the light, which incorporates everything in life. It incorporates all 7 areas, because if you know and understand it, if you take white light, you put it through a crystal, you get 7 lights, and that's the 7 areas of life. That's the 7 inner planets, and they radiate all together white light. So if you leave some out and you don't have them with you and you don't strengthen them all equally, you're going to be imbalanced and you're going to go on tangents. So that's what she came up with, and she came to that point of complete acceptance, realization, and gratitude, which is a real state of gratitude, which is like appreciation of the sign and what it did to her life and what it had unfolded and the beauty of it, and that she probably, even if it's only 2 years or 3 years that she would be able to live, those 3 years would be valuable years compared to 10 years of living unconscious, living in a form of mental in-presence. I don't know how you call it, absence, mental absence. So that's one story, and I found that very beautiful. She was sitting in tears here, she was crying, she went home, she called back, and we had quite a few sessions with her family, and everything transformed through the disease. So embrace it. If you have one, say thank you for being in my life, and find what it really does in your life. You'll have it too. It will not be different. Everyone is only using those things to transform what you need.